Hello YouTube, this is Corbin22 here, back with another 100-point squadron build for Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures. Tonight for my 27th 100-point build, I've chosen 4 A-Wings, all of them elite pilots of Green Squadron, and they are Genmar Sojan, Orval Crinid, Jake Farrell, and Tycho Celchu. Focus behind this build is I guess you could say speed is key. I'm going to quote Jacksepticeye with that one, speed is key. The A-Wings are notoriously fast. They're able to outrun keep up with even the fastest Imperial ships. So they're going to be using their speed to their advantage, getting behind enemies with their K-turn speeds 3 and 5. And then because the A-Wing has lots of green maneuvers, getting rid of that stress won't be much of a problem because again, they're interceptors. They're built for this kind of thing. So here are the ships. There are the pilots. Let's move on to the build itself. So we've got 4 moderately upgraded A-Wings, with Genmar having the most upgrades on this build. All of them have been outfitted with a Shardan refit, save for Arvel, who actually out of all of them has a secondary. With that said, let's move on to the first pilot of the build. The squadron leader of this build is none other than Tycho Celchu. He has a pilot skill of 8. He flies the RZ-1 A-Wing Interceptor. He has an attack value of 2, an agility value of 3, a hull value of 2, and a shield value of 2. You take on the focus, lock-on, boost, and evade actions. He costs 26 squadron points, and he's able to take on an elite pilot skill upgrade and a missile upgrade. His ability states, you may perform actions even while you have stress tokens. So Tycho is probably a favorite among all A-Wing users, and that's because Tycho, even though he'll be stressed, if he uses a K-turn, will still be able to perform a focus, evade, boost, or lock-on action. Which makes him pretty deadly because he can still keep that stress and still be able to use actions and stuff. He won't be able to perform red maneuvers though, so no more K-turns for him. But again, because the A-Wing has so many green maneuvers on its maneuver dial, it's getting rid of that stress isn't that much of a problem. For his upgrades, the first upgrade I've given, for his missile upgrade, I've chosen to give him a Shardan refit. And a Shardan refit is an upgrade exclusive only to the A-Wings, and it allows him, and it says this card is a negative squadron point cost. So that means it reduces, because I'm guessing the purpose behind this is because the A-Wings, the Shardan refit refits the A-Wings so that it's lighter and it doesn't carry any secondaries. Therefore, it makes it faster and harder to hit, I guess, in reality. But yeah, Shardan refit reduces the squadron point cost, making it lighter and allowing those extra precious points for upgrades or another ship, so to speak. Now, for his elite pilot skill, I have given him outmaneuver. And outmaneuver states, when attacking a ship inside your firing arc, if you are not inside that ship's firing arc, reduce its agility value by 1 to a minimum of 0. So with outmaneuver, it turns Tycho into a bomber killer as long as they remain outside the firing arc. So in other words, the Tycho becomes a bit like Wedge in that regard, because Wedge's ability states that regardless of what angle he's firing upon, the enemy loses 1 agility value, which is a deadly, deadly ability if he's going up against TIE bombers or heavier ships like the VT-49 Decimator and Scum and Villainy Y-Wings and such. Alright, now for the next ship in the build, we have the pioneer of the A-Wing, and that is Jake Farrell. He has a pilot skill of 7. He flies the RZ-1 A-Wing Interceptor. He has an attack value of 2, an agility value of 3, a hull value of 2, and a shield value of 2. He can take on the focus, lock-on, boost, and evade actions. He costs 24 squadron points, 22 with the Shardan refit, and he's able to take on an elite pilot skill upgrade and a missile upgrade. His ability states, after you perform a focus action or are assigned a focus token, you may perform a free boost or barrel roll action. So with Jake Farrell's advantage is any focus action you do or any focus token you receive, he gets a free boost, which is part of his action board, or he can do a barrel roll action, which is not part of the his action bar, which is actually really cool because no other A-Wing can do a barrel roll unless you give him expert handling. But of course, if you do that, if you don't have the barrel action on your action bar, you gain a stress. So Yeah, so with Jake, you get a free booster or barrel roll action, which will help to either get out of an enemy, get out of a range of an enemy's attack, or get into a better firing position, depending on where you are in the field. And like with Tycho, I've also given him both a Shardan refit and outmaneuver, which decreases his squadron point cost and allow him to behave a little bit like Wedge as long as he remains outside the firing arc. And also if he gets a focus action, then he'll also get that free booster barrel to help him stay out of the enemy's firing arc while maintaining the enemy in his sights. Now for the next ship in the build, the next elite A-wing squadron pilot, we have Arvel Crinid, who was Green Leader in the at the Battle of Endor. He has a pilot skill of 6. He also flies the RZ-1 A-wing interceptor. He has an attack value of 2, an agility value of 3, a hull value of 2, and a shield value of 2. He can take on the focus, lock-on, boost, and evade actions, cost 23 points, and he's able to only take on a missile upgrade. His ability states, you may declare enemy ship inside your firing arc that you are touching as the target of your attack. So with Arvel Crinid, the rule with ships colliding with each other is they will not be able to attack one another. With Arvel, he completely ignores that rule with his ability, which makes him even more deadly when given this missile upgrade, and that is proton rockets. They have an attack value of 2, and they can only be used at range 1, and it states, attack focus. Discard this card before this attack. So this means with proton rockets, rather than discarding a target lock, you need to discard a focus. And it states, you may roll additional attack dice equal to your agility value to a maximum of 3 dice. So with proton rockets, their base attack value is 2, but the higher your agility value, the more attack dice you get. So and because the A-wing, up to a total of 3, and because the A-wing has 3 agility, it can proton rockets will have a total attack value of 5. So they'll basically have the same attack value as an advanced proton torpedo, with the same range. So yeah, Arvel Crinid, because he'll be able to attack while they're bumping, and because it'll count as a range 1 attack, it's the perfect opportunity to use proton rockets, provided you have a focus. So yeah. Now for the last ship in the build, the last A-wing pilot we have here is Gemar Sojan. He has an attack value of 5. He has a pilot skill of 5, and he also flies the RZ-1 A-wing interceptor. Has an attack value of 2, an agility value of 3, a hull value of 2, and a shield value of 2. You take on the focus, lock-on, boost, and evade actions. Costs 22 squadron points, 20 points with the Shardan refit, and he can only take on an elite missile upgrade. His ability states, while you are at range 1 of at least one enemy ship, increase your agility value by 1. So with Gemar, you want to stay close to your enemies as possible, because by doing so, your agility value goes up. Sure, the enemy will get an attack value bonus if you're if they're the ones that are firing at you. But if you stay at range 1 of an enemy that's not firing at you, and another one decides to fire you from a different angle, if they're attacking at range 2 to 3, your agility value will become 4 instead of 3 because of his ability. Now, I've also given him a Shardan refit, similar to Jake and Tycho. And for his elite pilot talent, I've chosen Stay on Target, which states, when you reveal a maneuver, you may rotate your dial to another maneuver with the same speed. Treat the maneuver as a red maneuver. Now, hold on. This is an elite pilot talent. Gemar Sojan's upgrade bar doesn't allow for an elite pilot talent. But we can change that with title cards, and the one in particular I have in mind is A-wing test pilot. It's only for the A-wing, and it states your upgrade bar gains 1 elite pilot skill upgrade icon. You cannot equip 2 of the same upgrade icon elite pilot skill upgrade cards, and you cannot equip this card if your pilot skill value is 1 or lower. So basically, no prototype A-wings are able to equip this card. So anything from a Greed Squadron pilot all the way up to like Tycho are allowed to have this card. And as long as it's not this, and that means if you equip this to Tycho or Jake, they'll be able to take 2 elite pilot skills, but they will not be. You can't put on the same one. So you can't put 2 opportunists. You can't put on 2 predators. So it has to be like a predator or an opportunist, a predator or a decoy, something, so on and so forth. But this card is especially useful for elite pilots of the A-wing fighter that do not have elite pilot skills, like Genmar or Arvel Crinid. which will allow them to be able to take on elite pilot skills like Jake and Tycho. So, yeah, this build is my elite Green Squadron build, or Green Squadron Elites. Sorry. Sorry. Let's change that. Green Squadron Aces. This is what the build. Yeah, Green Squadron Aces is the build. Its strengths: A-wings, small, fast, very hard to hit, and they're able to perform red. They're able to perform red moves like K-turns, and because of their a lot high number of green maneuvers, getting rid of the stress won't be a problem. It's especially useful for Tycho because Tycho can still perform actions even while he's stressed. So you can kind of hold on to that stress with Tycho and still use his actions, but the trade-off is you won't be able to use red maneuvers, which is fine. Again, the A-wing has lots of green maneuvers on its dial, so getting rid of stress isn't a problem. Each of their abilities kind of complements them. Each of their abilities kind of complements each other's complements all of their upgrades. Like Tycho, you can perform a K-turn at speed feeder 5, get a stress, do a boost, or do an action, and then outmaneuver will decrease the enemy's agility value by 1. With Jake Farrell, you can perform a boost. You can, if you get a focus or a sign, if you perform the focus action, you can get a free booster barrel roll, which will help you stay out of the enemy's firing arc, allowing again for outmaneuver. With Valkyrinid, as long as you're within range 1 of the enemy, even if you're touching bases, as long as you have a focus token on, you can use your proton rockets for a point-blank attack and have the total attack value of the proton rockets equals to that of an advanced proton torpedo. And with Genmar Sojan, along with his A-Wing test pilot title card, as long as he stays within range 1 of an enemy, his agility value goes up, and it'll make it especially easier to do that with the stay on target elite pilot skill. However, he'll be stressed because of that, but again, A-Wings, they have lots of green maneuvers, so stress is not that much of a big deal. The disadvantages of this build: A-Wings are fast, no doubt, but they're also not very powerful. I mean, they have an average attack value, and their defenses are severely lacking because they're small, so they can't really take that many hits. 4 hit points per each ship. So if a lot of enemy fighters swarm up and gang up on any one of these ships, chances are they're gonna go down. So I think my best bet, the best thing you can do is kind of spread these guys apart, have them attack from different angles, and keep them moving. Like always keep one step ahead of your enemy. Also, their pilot skills go in descending order. So Genmar moved first, followed by Arvel, Jake, and then Tycho, and then they would attack in the reverse order, which is kind of an advantage. But that also means enemies that come in between. It only kind of work if you have initiative. If you don't have initiative, then it kind of hampers the build a bit, but not by much, in my opinion. Anyway, so yeah, this is my these are my Green Squadron Aces. This is my Green Squadron Aces build. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Any constructive criticism is greatly appreciated. If you like, you can use this build for any competitive or casual play, or if you want, you can completely revamp it or tweak it to your own specifications. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Corbin22 signing off.